Hi, welcome to Guitar Time. I'm Robert Knoll. Well, we're doing the 10 minor riffs. This is in form 2, A minor, form 2 scale. And also, besides the A minor scale, we're taking some of the notes possibly from the blues scale, form 2 and A. So the very first riff is starting with the root, minor third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, and then cross-fingering the second fingering into the root so that we can use that technique of using the second finger to vibrato in this case, targeting the second finger. So that could be phrased a lot of different ways. Okay, the next riff would be the same riff, except this time we will bar our first finger and use it for the perfect fifth and root. And then we'll use our third finger to go to a dominant 7 and slide to a root. So we get, notice I've got a vibrato. The third riff would be starting with the root. We're going to go root, dominant 7, perfect fifth, perfect fourth, minor third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth. So we get okay, the fourth riff would be, so on this riff, I'm doing a hammer on and a pull off. So I'm hammering the minor third to perfect fourth, upstroking the perfect fifth, pulling off the perfect fourth to the minor third, and then hitting the root. So it can become a repeating cliche. The next riff would be the what I call the classic Chuck Berry riff. This transcends the dominant keys also, but we're taking the perfect fourth and bending it to a fifth while we're barring the fifth and the root. And we've got a really tight bar here because we're grabbing. We're really bearing down on a grab on the neck so that we can control that bend. So we have a lot of power when we grab the neck like so. We're going a whole step and then up stroke. So that's a triplet. One and down, down, up, down and up, down and up. One and a, two and a, three and a. When the note reaches the perfect fifth and we let that fifth go, the trick is that G string being dropped off falls against my index finger, which mutes it. So when the string goes up and I release, it's deadened by the first finger, by my index finger. This has a lot of endings. So a lot of variations, a great riff to build on. Listen to the Chuck Berry, some of the old 50s guitar players use this riff, and it developed a lot into the rock and roll days. So that's riff number 5. Riff number 6 brings us to the hammer on the perfect fourth, hit a root, upstroke, pull off fourth again to fifth, and now I'm going to use my fourth finger to pull off from a tritone to a perfect fourth, and then hit a minor third and a root. So I get getting a strong pull-off on the 4th third. The other way to do this, to learn it both ways, would be use the 3rd finger entirely. So we use a 5th, hammer, upstroke, pull off, and then slide the tritone 3rd finger to the perfect 4th, and then the minor 3rd root. So we get, and I'm even pulling off to the minor 3rd. So I'm only hitting my pick once here. And I'm hitting the root. Okay, so riff number 7, that would be taking the dominant 7, and I'm going to push that string up to a root, all the way up to a root. And then I'm hitting a root on the 5th fret, and then I'm going to pull off the minor 3rd. So that depends a lot on a very powerful bend and nice pull off. Okay, the next riff would be the hammer-on pull-off. So I've got a hammered minor 3rd to a perfect 4th, upstroke on the perfect 5th, pull off the minor 3rd to a root. So I get that can be a repeating cliche. Then we have the riff that goes, this is minor 3rd, pull off the root to the dominant 7 to the perfect 5th. You can also do that up here, same intervals, minor 3rd, root, pull off the dominant 7, and ending on a 5th. So that's a kind of a cool riff, getting to the perfect 5th, all right? Okay, so from there we want to go to the riff that is a sequence, and this would be the minor 3rd to the root to the perfect 4th. So that's minor 3rd to root, minor 3rd, and then the perfect 4th, back to the minor 3rd and back to the 4th. So 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a, so that's 2 triplets. I'm picking down, up, so starting on the minor 3rd, then we go to the 5th and we do the same thing. We do 5, perfect 4th, perfect 5th, minor 7, perfect 5th, minor 7 or dominant 7, then we go to root, to the minor 7, back to root, and then minor 3rd to root, then we go perfect 4th to minor 3rd, perfect 5th, perfect 4th, perfect 5th, and then we go dominant 7 or minor 7 to perfect 5th, minor 7, root, minor 7. So we get it's called a sequence because we're sequencing the same idea and pattern. On the way down, coming the return trip, we're going to do, so this is a pull off, and then another hit on the minor 3rd, and then an upstroke on the root. And then a pull off from the 7 to the perfect 5th. So we get pull off, hit, upstroke, pull off. You can hear that kind of circular motion. We can sequence that from the dominant 7 to the 5th, dominant 7, and then perfect 4 to minor 3rd. We can sequence it again, perfect 4th, minor 3rd to root to dominant 7. Then we go to root, dominant 7, perfect 5th, perfect 4th. And then we would be perfect 5th to 4th, back to perfect 5th, minor 3rd, root. So we get forwards and backwards. It's a great riff to work with and learn the technique and the skill of pulling off and upstrokes on certain parts, accents, and it has a phrasing to this riff. So it can be used in a lot of different ways. It could be used with tritone notes. It can be used, we can do similar types of sequences in major and dominant riffs too. But this is learning this technique of sequencing, what I call sequencing, okay? Okay, so quick refresher. We did, the first riff was second riff, and then we did, I think it was, and then we did, and then we did, and then we did, the sequence. So I think I messed it up again. It's so hard for me to keep these 10 in order because I've been doing them with different students in different orders. So I think I got all 10 of them. You'll let me know if I've screwed it up again, okay? Maybe I'll have to do this video again. But these were all the minor riffs, and the one riff, of course, dealt with the tritone. So it's partial minor scale and tritone on that riff. So whatever, there are 10 riffs there, 10 ideas to work with, and there's more to come. It's Robert Nola at Guitar Time saying, okay, here we go. Let's stay tuned.